Hey everyone, my name is Mr. Rad, and while Mr. A is getting chased by the test prep popo, he left me in charge to teach you all the H in cheat, which stands for hieroglyphics. For the hieroglyphics cheat, we want you to be able to sketch, graph, draw, make a spreadsheet, or anything that will give you a visual representation of what is said in the question. This is probably the most underused cheat because most people, let's face it, don't want to take the time to do this. They feel like during the SAT, they have to go through the problems very quickly. But I would rather you go through the problem a little bit more slowly and get the answer right than try to rush through it and get the answer wrong. Now, oftentimes, even though this is the most underused cheat, this is the cheat that is the easiest and most reasonable way to solve problems. And instead of doing all the math in your head, this also mitigates mistakes. Now, just like the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics and the ancient Sumerian hieroglyphics are completely different, so too are your hieroglyphics going to be different than mine. And that's perfectly okay. The main goal is to just get us, again, to create a visual. So let's go over this sample problem that only 5% of the country was able to get right. So there's this diner, and in the diner there are 10 booths. Each can only sit 4 people. Now, if 20 people came in, what is the max number of booths that can fit the max number of people without any booth being empty? Now, this is freak level math. Okay, a normal person cannot do this, unless they use this cheat. So, if we build this visual, we can solve this. For my visual, I'm going to draw 10 booths, but I'm only going to draw 10 lines. A lot of students are tempted to draw 10 rectangles when I go over this with them. However, you shouldn't forget one of the most fundamental principles of being a cheater, which is to be lazy. So, we're going to draw 10 lines, and then we're going to try to make sure that our booths hit every requirement that was listed. So first up, let's go over the fact that we have 20 people and that we don't want any booth to be empty. Well, what's the first thing we're going to do then? We're going to put one person in each booth. All right, I don't want to put 4 people in each booth to begin with, which is the max, because then by the time I get to the 6th booth, I'm going to run out of people, right? Because 5 times 4 is 20, and I only have 20 people to deal with. So I will put at least one, because leaving no booth empty requires there to be at least one person per booth. So I'll put one in each one. That's fine. So now we have 10 people left, right? Because there's 10 booths. I put one person in each booth. Now I have 10 people left because I had 20 people to begin with. So now I can fill the booths, right? And we can see the max number of booths that fit the max number of people. So we'll fill it in. The first booth gets 3 more, so now we're down to 7. Then the next booth gets 3 more, now we're down to 4. The next booth gets 3 more, now we're down to 1, right? And so we add that 1 to the 4th booth. That's not filled, that's not maxed out. So we can clearly see that there are only 3 booths that can have the maximum number of people. One more quick tip about hieroglyphics. There are 3 big mistakes that students make when using hieroglyphics. That is 1, not drawing big enough, 2, not labeling, and 3, not being specific or accurate enough. So make sure you don't make those mistakes. Anyways, it was good meeting you, and I will see you in the next straight A video. Or hopefully Mr. A will be back from outrunning the test prep police.